On June 1st, the Federal Communications Commission issued a new order, this one in response to that ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, by granting additional flexibility in the Lifeline program, that telecommunications assistance program for low-income households. The flexibility means that the Lifeline program rules that were waived during the pandemic have now been extended. So that waiver of some of those rules will now take us to the end of August instead of the end of June. The new deadline, August 31st, gives families a little bit more flexibility to make sure they can stay enrolled in the Lifeline program. So it means there's a waiver of some of the program's requirements on recertifying your application for Lifeline if you were due for renewal, re-verifying some of the information. If you had to prove your income or identity again, there's now a waiver of that to the end of August, or even some of the rules on usage, how much of the Lifeline program you can use during this time. It recognizes that the demand for telecommunications in this time of global pandemic is so important to connect to doctors via telehealth, to connect to family, but also for remote work and remote school. The new order also includes a little more flexibility in the program application enrollment for individuals living on rural tribal lands. Now, the flexibility for individuals comes in that proving of identity and income, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But let's remind ourselves of what the tribal Lifeline benefit looks like. It's quite extensive. The Lifeline provides monthly discounts on broadband and voice services, including a monthly discount of up to $34.25 for those living on tribal lands. The FCC said that they understand how important it is for rural tribal areas to get access to telecommunications assistance during this pandemic, and they don't want some of the verification paperwork to stand in the way. Lifeline carriers can choose, therefore, to begin Lifeline services to consumers even if the documentation with an application is not yet complete. Now, typically, the National Verifier is used to automatically verify income and identity. And if that can't happen automatically, an applicant is asked to submit their own documents. What this changed rule for right now for individuals on tribal land does is give individuals up to 45 days to get that additional documentation in if it's required. Now, again, it's voluntary to the carrier. So the carrier has to grant this permission to have this extended time to get the verifications in. Now, remember, if they do grant this extra time, the Lifeline benefits start back when that application was submitted, even if it wasn't complete. This waiver of this provision runs through the end of August, just like the other waivers of the Lifeline program. And the FCC made clear that they want the goal of this new rule to be to quickly get eligible consumers in rural tribal areas connected to vital broadband and phone services during this pandemic. There's more information on this new order. We link to the order itself and the press release on the order in the description below. We also link to other information we have so you can learn more about Lifeline and telecommunications assistance. That webpage link is also in the description below.